So let's now move on to the knee strike. Now the biggest thing about the knee strike we need to understand is this is from a close range position. So before, when I'm throwing my strikes, I'm at either a punching range or I'm at a kicking range. In this scenario, I'm at a close combat range from here. So maybe I'm tied up with them, I'm clinched with them. So before we actually go on how to throw the knee, what we're going to do is learn how to control my adversary by clinching. So the best way to clinch your adversary is by taking both your hands, clapping them together. So you see I'm not going like this, I'm going like this. And the reason is this is a much stronger grip. If I take my fingers like this, intertwine them, and Mr. Joe starts pulling them apart, or even locking me up, right? Or pulling them apart like this, he can do that. When I have my grip from here and in, when he tries to pull it apart, he can't break it. So if I have a larger adversary, this allows me to put a lot of pressure on their neck and their spine, and then control them. So the way I would do this is I would come up, put my hands behind the neck, and roll my elbows inward, right? So I'm putting pressure on him, and then we're going to start to throw the knees. But let's watch that clinch again. I come behind, I clasp, and my elbows are in. I want to put weight on him, right? So if this is a bigger adversary, I want to wear them down, right? I'm going to start to throw the knees. I will show you one cool trick if we turn this way a little bit. So my clinch is on Mr. Joe from here, right? So how did I get in here? Let's cover that for a second. So I'm here, maybe I threw, right? Now I'm here, he's coming in. Oh, I clinch the head, I'm pulling the head down. Pulling the head down corrupts his posture, right? So anywhere the head goes, the body goes. So if I'm able to pull him down from here, he becomes less dangerous as an adversary because he can't punch, he can't strike me. His balance, his posture is compromised. So I'm leaning at him. Now I'm nervous. I'm just leaning, right? Now what I can do is just throw him down, step to the side, roll his head, take him to the ground, and then run away. So I want to make sure I understand I'm really clinching and pulling the adversary towards me. So let's review how to do this knee strike. So when I'm doing the knee strike, I'm just going to use the top of my knee to strike my adversary. Now, there's many options where I can use that knee strike effectively. The first is obviously going to be towards the groin. So I'm just bringing my knee up. We'll turn this way a little bit. I'm with my adversary, kneeing to the groin. All right? I can also use my knees on his legs. So if I'm in this position, I can slam my knee into his leg, or I can come on the outside. So that's a little bit more advanced, but I want to show you that because you have multiple options. If I bring my adversary down in my clinch, I obviously have the knee to the head, so you can see Mr. Joe is just blocking that for safety, right? Or I can come to the stomach. So with my knee again, I can come to the groin, I can come to the legs, right? So using my knees, I can come to the face, boom, and I can come to the stomach. When you're holding the clinch, I'm actually going to have two forces. I'm going to pull him in as I lift my knee. So I have both forces coming up like that. So if I'm with Mr. Joe from here, I'm just going to do it without holding on, but you would always hold on with the knee. I'm going to step, bring my knee up, and then knee your adversary. Again, this would be a close combat strike. This isn't something I'm starting off with. This isn't an ERT. This is if my adversary's in close, bang, I hit him, pass. Now here's my clinch, and then here's my knee. So you can see what I do with that as I adapt. I use one hand to clinch up here, I use one hand to overhook here, and I still can deliver my knee effectively from that position. So now let's talk about how to practice those knee strikes with a partner. And we're going to go back to the mitts for that because I feel it's a lot easier. So when I'm practicing with my partner, I don't really want to wrench their neck, right? Because they're my training partner, that we're helping each other become better. So from here, I'm just going to grab onto his shoulders, kind of keep it in. My knee is back, and I'm going to slam my knee up, right? So I can just practice that coming up. These hands are being closer, but I want you to be able to see coming up. Now, when I go to the other one, I'm going to switch my stance because I need to load my hip flexor and then explode for the knee, right? So I'm coming in here. So now when I'm going to alternate knees, what I'll do is I'll step back, I'll knee it, and I'll step my other one. Bang. So I'm coming here, bang, kind of reminiscent of a Baker E's dance move, right? There we go. So now from here, I'm just throwing my knees. So I want to make sure I contract my core. I use my hip flexors to deliver those knees to my partner.